What's generally considered sexy but a turn off for you? Licking in my ear. I have psoriasis. Please stop. Licking in my ear. I have misophonia. Please stop. Fuck, I feel for you. If someone kisses or breathes in my ear, it's like a huge pleasant electric shock through my body and I'm instantly on my way to Pound Town. Exaggerated loud moaning. Completely takes me out of it. One time it was so bad, I had to actually shush the person. Will you please? I'm trying to fuck here. I'm laughing too hard at this scenario, oh yay, shh. Anything involving water which acts anti-lube. Shower sex? So true. Shower sex, hot tub sex, sex on the beach. All just no. I don't like it when my vagina is screaming and feels like a dry balloon. I mean, yeah, the idea of it seems fun, but the reality is quite the opposite. My husband agrees that he does not enjoy it either. When she's biting me. That kinda hurt, man. I had a girl who told me her thing was leaving marks on your back with her fingernails. Like, breaking the skin. Suddenly my thing became pinning her arms down completely. Bitting, it's an art, and like all art, if you want a specific person to like it, you should tone it to their likings. She should stop biting of a chunk of neck, starting gentle and going, mirroring the reactions to the escalating levels of strength in the biting. It's the way to go, haha. Trout pout. I never understood the appeal of this stupid look. I'm gonna assume this is the same thing as duck face. When men flick or wiggle their tongue at you to be seductive. It's gross. Just stop. Has anyone actually done this since 1989? People do this? Porn where pizza is involved. What a waste of good pizza. Don't worry, I'm sure the crew eats it. Childish voices. My voice sounds naturally young and cutesy, so yeah, I am not everyone's cup of tea, but I can't prevent it. You are also on record as saying wit a little, footy wooty, num nums, jammies, make boom boom, widdy cowards, and who'd I want? Siblings. Why? I'm convinced the whole step-sibling genre of porn came about because for a lot of people, taboos are a turn-on. Well, in the past decade or so, a whole lot of previous taboos are normal and accepted. Interracial, tattoos/piercings, LGBT videos. Incest is naturally still taboo, so that surged in popularity. Combine that with how easy it is from a videography standpoint. All you need to do is change the name of the video, and as long as the two actors are of the same race, it's believable. Fantasy is a weird thing. Like, many people have fantasies when it comes to porn, even if they would never actually feel comfortable with them in real life. And like somebody else already mentioned as well, the taboo aspect can be exciting for many. I mean, it's like when you are a kid and you do something because you are not allowed to do it, and just like the thrill of secretly doing something you're not allowed to. Incest porn. Yeah. This big explosion of stepdaughter this and that in modern pornography really weirds me out. Grotesquely large asses. If they are proportional, that is fine, but when a 100-pound woman looks like she had a toddler shoved down the back of her pants, I find it off-putting. When you phrase it that way, I think anyone would find it off-putting. My Phil calls my mill mommy. When my wife and I were visiting and stayed in the guest room, we heard him saying, "Yeah, mommy." And my wife recoiled and whimpered as we both stared at the ceiling in horror and discomfort. Lol. Recoiled and whimpered. The mommy some men call their wives is a byproduct of having children. The kids affectionately say mommy, and the dad, to relate to the children, begins to refer to her as mommy in front of the children. From there, it's only a short leap for him to playfully call her mommy when they're alone. It begins to stick as an affectionate, doting thing to call her. Next thing you know, he's calling her mommy while balls deep inside of her, while your wife is cringing in the next room. Lamau. Kardashian/Jenner butts. Does anyone like fake hip and ass cheek implants? Someone said Kim Kardashian was built like a tooth, and that thought has stayed with me ever since. So, car seats are pretty standard. All of them are pretty much the same size and shape, right? How the hell do these women sit in a car? Big ticks. Destroy me is a term used loosely and it really shouldn't be. Use lube, kids. I've heard girls say I need my guts rearranged when referring to needing good sex or sex in general. It just makes me feel ill thinking of that. Like ouch. That doesn't sound fun. I have slept with exactly one man I would classify as unusually well endowed. It looked nice. I'll give it that. It looked really nice. But as soon as the time came for me to actually do anything with it, nope. Deeply impractical and unpleasant. Pain. Never again. Don't call me daddy unless you want me to go out for milk and not come back for 18 years. Daddy. Is that why I haven't seen my dad? I don't know if this is a generally common mainstream thing, but I've experienced it with so many women I've hooked up with or dated, that it feels like some kind of new norm, graphically talking about the sex acts you did with another partner. Don't get me wrong, I understand everyone has a past and I don't judge, but it's a massive turn off for me just cause. I don't want to imagine the last guy you hooked up with going balls deep inside you. Same energy as, I know everyone shits, that's fine, but I still do not want to hear an explicit description of the massive smelly turd that slid out of your anus last time you went to the toilet. I agree, I don't want to hear what your ex did, just tell me what you like and don't like and we can go from there. Unrelated to dating, but I also hate when friends do this in casual conversation when it's about someone else that I know who isn't present. I don't want to hear intimate details about someone else, and I definitely don't think the other person wants you spreading intimate details about them. If it's done anonymously and part of the conversation, then it can be fine, but stay away from details of people we know, please. My wife and I have a pretty good male friend who eventually started dating a girl, and that girl invited my wife out for a girls' night where she proceeded to graphically describe sex with our friend, how he behaves in bed, what his genitals look like, etc. etc. Needless to say, my wife doesn't accept invitations from her anymore. Being called daddy. When I was single and doing the bar scene, I picked up this one girl and went back to her place. While she was on top, she started calling me daddy. In seconds I went from Washington Monument to pushing rope. It was uncanny. I've been called daddy a few times and my first thought is always, damn, I'm a daddy? I always thought those were for like big older dudes or something. True story, my ex-fiancé would call me daddy. I went with it, I didn't think too much of it. We were at her parents' house one weekend and we were drinking. Her dad asked us if we all wanted another round and she said, yes daddy. What the fuck? So, the next day as we are driving back home, I kindly asked her to not call me daddy in the bedroom anymore. My ex-fiancé is now living with a guy who has the same first name as her daddy's. I don't understand the heavy drawn on eyebrows thing. Is that from a particular culture or subculture? They're going for a look like Brooke Shields or Cara Delevingne, but those women have eyebrows like that naturally and their faces are built for it. It does not look good on everyone, and when you use a black Sharpie to fake it, no one has the courage to tell you don't do that, you look psycho. One of my girlfriend's friends just straight up shaved off perfectly good eyebrows to get new ones tattooed on. Like WTF. When men make zero sounds during sex. Is it good? Is it bad? Give some feedback. This applies to both gay and straight men. Also, when some gay men just start flirting by sending a picture of their butthole. Not cute. Those super long nails so many girls have these days. Also, the super big fake butts. Rough and forced sex. Bitch, I already have to force myself out of bed to my shitty job, I don't wanna force you to have sex with me either. I am with you on that. I get why others are into rough sex, but there is a certain line where it starts to look comical, as if it's not about pleasure or sex but one person trying insanely hard to hurt the other one with an attack that isn't working, so they just keep trying it harder. Then swap to a different angle with the same attack, and while the other submits with no difference. Long nails, just creep me out. You mean the raptor talons? Like a velociraptor grabbing a naked mole rat? To piggyback, also this new trend where your nails are long and come to sharp points. No thank you. Not trying to get a gibber from Freddy Krueger. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.